Okay? All right, so that's tomorrow. You're thinking, okay, no big deal, right? 40s in the north, 50s, 59, maybe even 60 here in Oklahoma City, but the clouds are going to really thicken up tomorrow. Low to mid 60s down south. Not a big deal. Okay? But tomorrow looks good, right? If you're traveling tomorrow, you're good. All right, so late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, we start to see showers and some drizzle developing. Now, that is for late tomorrow evening in northwest Oklahoma. Okay, that's running from like Harper County into Beaver County. It's way up there. But honestly, it's pretty late. And what I mean by late is like, this is like 10, 11 o'clock, right? And then it starts to spread south and east. And that'll be kind of wave one. And the wave two will come out for your Wednesday. But this little wave tomorrow is not a big deal. This is all very light drizzle. We're in the 50s. We're in the 60s. No big deal. All right, so tomorrow night and Wednesday morning, here's where things begin to change. We start to see this winter mix in the north creep south. So I think Wednesday morning on the I-44 corridor, right? Ada, you're still rain Wednesday morning. Ardmore, Pauls Valley, you're still going to be rain. But I really think in this pink here, a little bit of freezing rain and sleet. But remember, during the afternoon, ground temperatures are going to be, relatively warm. Getting colder, but the bridges and overpasses, we'll have to watch those first as temperatures get colder during the afternoon and fall into the 20s in this area. Okay, so, in the morning, some slick spots in the morning, and then in Oklahoma City, late morning into the afternoon, we'll have to watch out for the bridges and overpasses, especially Wednesday afternoon. But here's the deal. These are Wednesday afternoon temperatures here. Low 20s in the north, upper 20s, mid 30s in the far south and southeast. And you see what's going on, right? Yeah, it's cold. And this is the Arctic air arriving. So that's Wednesday afternoon. And that's pretty cold. Wind chills will be in the single digits, at times below zero. Winds 20 to 30 miles an hour and gust higher. And then for late Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening, mainly snow in the west. And then where you see the pink in here from Lawton to Oklahoma City to Tulsa, that's going to be a little bit of the freezing rain, a little bit light, light ice, very light, sleet, and that will change to snow right in here. This is going to be snow mainly for the afternoon and evening all the way around. We'll change to snow here, and then this is where that freezing rain is going to be going on down in southeast Oklahoma. Cold rain in the far southeast. Okay, so Wednesday night, more ice here. Back to the west, this is mainly snow. This is Wednesday overnight. And then as we get into Thursday, there are your afternoon temperatures on Thursday. We don't even touch 20, except for southeast Oklahoma. Lots of teens in here. Wind chills will be below zero on Thursday, especially in the morning. Thursday morning wind chills 10 to 20 below zero. Dangerous wind chills by Thursday and Friday morning. Okay, and then Thursday during the day, blowing snow. This will be light to moderate snow. Still kind of a mixed bag in the southeast. And then road conditions between Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, into Friday look like this. Not good. Now, we won't have as much snow in the southeast, but elsewhere, snow amounts they'll be fairly impressive. All right, so wind chills, Wednesday, single digits and teens. Wind chills Thursday morning, 10 to 15 below zero. We'll have a few wind chills approaching 20 below. All right, and then wind chills get a little better into your Thursday, but by Friday morning, we're still very cold and windy, and wind chills Friday morning, 10 to 15 below zero. So that's dangerous. All right, so hang on, I don't want to show you that yet. Let's go back to this. All right, so again, getting some new data in tonight. Just the beginning of new data, but I did a pretty big area in the dark blue of 3 to 6 inches. And again, Oklahoma City, we could see 3 inches, but there's going to be bands setting up in here that'll be 4 to 5 to 6 inches. Now, I still think the heaviest snow is going to be in northeast Oklahoma, approaching down towards Lincoln and Payne County. Kind of a bullseye in here, 4 to 8. And then there might be a little bit higher total in the northwest. What I'm a little concerned about is possibly southwestern Oklahoma not getting as much snow. Maybe like a 1 to 3 down here. Okay? And I'll have to look at some more data, but maybe 1 to 3 from Hobart to Altus to Lawton. And then from, Chickasha, Clinton, Oklahoma City, we'll say 3 to 6, and then 4 to 8 here and 4 to 8 inches here. And we've said this, all weekend, all last week. Totals will shift. I mean, things are going to change some, but this is looking at the latest data. But we'll get more data in here the next couple of hours. And Jen and Lacey will have the latest coming up tomorrow morning, obviously. But it's still a decent, it's still a nice storm for sure. Lots of moisture in here. As far as sleet. And I might have to update this some. I've got 2 to 3 here. That may be a little high. We'll see. Some of the data on tonight's data is backed off that a little bit, but 1/4 to 1/2 inch of sleet, up to 1 inch in the orange, and then right in here, maybe 2 to 3 inches. That may be a little bit over the top, a little bit high, a little bit hot in here. But anyway, I still think most of the sleet falls in here, but still 1/4, 1/2 inch of sleet elsewhere is still a pretty good sleet storm. Sleet is not freezing rain, right? Sleet is what you hear, that you can hear it hitting. It sounds like BBs hitting the window. Ice pellets, very, very small. It stacks up, it becomes very dense, and it melts, and you get all kinds of travel problems. Sleet's not good. Sleet stays around forever. And as far as ice, this is what I've changed just a little bit here. I still think Ada, McAllister, 1/4 of an inch to up to 3/4 of an inch of ice in here. Okay, and that would be that would be a major ice storm. And then up to 1/4 of an inch in the pink. And then in the purple here, which is, Enid, Oklahoma City, Clinton, down to Altus. This is just a lot. Okay, maybe 1/10 of an inch. Okay. I'm just reading some of your comments here. There's like 3,000 people watching. Okay. Okay, so power outages. If we're going to have power outages, they're going to be right here. And this is because the ice is going to be heavy enough that, we've got it labeled as the major, numerous, longer duration power outages. So this would be more than a day or two. If we get 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice, we're bringing down tree limbs and we're bringing down power lines. But notice that's not in Oklahoma City, okay? Still think we see some light ice here, but not enough to really give us any major problems. I think the worst of it is here. Okay, so if you live in Ada, Holdenville, McAllister, down to Atoka, down to Ardmore, this is where the ice would be certainly a lot heavier. Okay, and ice weights the power lines down, weights the trees down. Your trees fall on the power lines fall, or the power lines just fall by themselves. But, you get anywhere from 1/4 of an inch, especially half. You get up in the 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice, and the ice gets very, very, very heavy. And you start to have problems. So that's kind of it in a nutshell right now. And again, there's some new data coming in. Let's see where we are. No, I've already seen all that. So nothing too crazy right now that's changed a whole lot. But, and I get it. Everyone, just so you know, some of the models are like 6 to 12 inches of snow across a large part of Oklahoma and yada, 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 yada. I mean, it's just crazy. And I'm not buying all that. I mean, you got to be smart about it. I look at all the data, and then I just kind of broad brush where I think, we're going to get, 3 to 6 inches like I was showing you there, and where the heaviest pockets will be. And that's all going to move around some. It'll be a little bit less. It won't be exactly, but it'll, I think overall right now, our forecast is in decent shape. But again, we get new data in here. New data comes out every 6 hours. So when you have a winter storm coming, whenever it starts to show up, whether it's severe weather or winter weather, this is what we do. These are our lives. It's all of us. I mean, just looking at weather data, nonstop. So, you know, it's all good. But if you have any travel plans coming up Wednesday morning early in northwestern Oklahoma, western Oklahoma, I think the bridges and overpasses probably won't be any good. And here's the deal. Yeah, will the roads be bad in the metro on Friday? If we get 3 inches of snow or 3 or 4, locally 5 or whatever, and we get a quarter, half inch of sleet, and we get a little bit of freezing drizzle, a little bit of light freezing rain, the roads will be horrible. They'll be horrible. Sorry, I thought I saw somebody's name I recognized. They'll be horrible Friday morning. I mean, they'll be horrible. The roads really won't get much better. I mean, they'll gradually. I mean, some roads will be a little better on Friday, but the roads will get better over the weekend slowly. But we're so cold. We're so cold. So, you know, just you know, if you have to have medication, you're going to need Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Get your medication tomorrow, or maybe Wednesday morning. You know what I mean? Just don't. It's Thursday. I need medication, or I need this, because it may be tough going to get out and about. And there'll be a window in there where traffic won't be very good. You know, we always have those windows, those sweet spots where they're not sweet, right? Where we're just getting hammered and the roads they're worse, and then we're like, and then it kind of mellows out and we get pounded, and then the whole thing winds down, but the roads are still bad, but they improve a little bit. Okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. If you have any travel plans, you're thinking, hey, I've got to get somewhere on Friday, but I can leave, you know, tomorrow or something, or whatever. I mean, or maybe your plans, you know, no, Duncan, power out. I mean, you're going to get some ice down there, but not a whole lot. I think it's to your east. I think Duncan, I think it's mainly to your east and southeast. But yeah, so what Elizabeth says, I want to give a shout out to ODOT in western Oklahoma by Hydro, and they were retreating roads this morning. Yeah, that's nice. That's good. Yeah, laying it down early, hitting the big roads and stuff. And again, if you've got to travel, you've got to get out and about, obviously take the main roads, right? Take the roads with any winter weather, not just with this storm, but take the main highways that are heavily traveled, as much as you can. But you're thinking, oh, I live out here, you know, wherever. I get it, but try to take the main roads. You know, I know it's, you know, you think I always take this, whatever. I mean, get on the 2 lanes and the 4 lanes and the whatever. I mean, you know what I mean. Okay. All right. So just another shot here of the. And again, these numbers will change. Okay. So everybody hear me. Don't go to Vegas on this. Don't bet your whatever. I almost said your grandma. Don't bet your grandma on this. That would be horrible. We lost Granny to a bet. We missed the snow totals. Yeah, don't. Yeah, but this gives you some idea of what I'm thinking. Okay. All right. So you know, and things will change. But right now, dark blue. Now and this is what I'm questioning here a little bit. This 4 to 8. I think, you know, yeah, 4, 5 up here, maybe a little bit more. And what stands out, questioning a little bit, is southwest Oklahoma. Maybe not as much down here. I'll have to look at the new data. Okay, and again, it's just starting to trickle in. But everything else from Oklahoma, from central into northeastern Oklahoma, I like that right now. I like less snow in the south and southeast. I like all that. I'm okay with all that. I don't have a problem with any of that right now. One more time on the sleet totals. This may be a bit overdone in here, 2 to 3, but man, this is a really, really wet storm. I mean, some of these liquid totals are just insane of how much precip we're getting when you melt this stuff down. I mean, like, you know, like an inch, like crazy amounts of liquid, which would be great considering we're in our crazy drought we're in. Okay. Yeah, not going to be fun week for healthcare employees. Yeah, for people that have to go to work. Yeah, I know it's easy for people to go, oh, well, I'm just going to take tomorrow off. Well, like the healthcare workers and, fire and all that stuff. I mean, anybody that's, mandatory, you've got to be in. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Snow, ice, you're going. So, just got to be careful. All right, so sleet amounts. This might be a little overdone. Sorry, hang on. This might be a little overdone here. Stand by. 2 to 3, that might be a little hot, a little bit overdone here. Quarter, half an inch. I still like that though. I'm still good with that. This might be a little hot in here. But I still think the heavy sleet's going to be right in here, okay? And then ice, yeah, glaze, 1/10 of an inch. Not enough to bring down power lines in here, but this is certainly enough to bring down power lines and mess up the power grid. Okay? Ada, Ardmore, Toka, McAllister, Durant, not Duncan so much. I kind of like this area down in here. And possible power outages, obviously down here where the ice is heavier. It's kind of what I have. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So, anyway, it's all good. You know what? We'll get through all this. Let me see if there's anything else here. Just stand by. Just give me 1 second. If there's any new data that's just coming in. I've seen some stuff, but let's see if I can find something else here. Let's see. Stand by. This is one model. I'm just going to take standby, and it goes out through what? What? No, that's not going to work. I don't want that. Let's see. No, nothing. There's some short-term stuff in. It still has snow and ice and sleet, but it's just the beginning of it here. And I've looked at it, and it's it still gives us sleet and snow and a little bit of ice. So anyway, all right. Well, hey, I'm okay with 3 to 6 of snow. Yeah. Air travel on Wednesday. Wednesday morning, if you're flying out of Oklahoma City Wednesday morning, you'll be fine. Wednesday afternoon in Oklahoma City, Wednesday evening, maybe some delays. And if this all works out for us, Thursday morning, there will be delays. And I'm certainly not going to go out and say every school in Oklahoma is going to be closed. Well, no, but I think we will have schools closed on Thursday and Friday, maybe as early as letting out early, possibly on Wednesday. But the precip on Wednesday afternoon's fairly light. It's not like crazy heavy. So kind of keep that in mind. But it doesn't take much. Once your temperatures get into the 20s and you get late afternoon, the sun angle starts to drop, the ground starts to cool, the bridges and overpasses go first, followed by the main streets, secondary streets, things like that. But let me see something here. I mean, this model I'm looking at gives Oklahoma City nearly an inch of precip. Nearly an inch. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Don't believe me. All right. That's an inch in Oklahoma City. This is one of the models we look at here, but that is heavy. This is all heavy precip in here. Half an inch down here, nearly an inch in a few areas. All right, and that's just your Friday morning. This model through the whole thing, let me show you what this is doing for us. Stand by. I mean, if you're a rancher or a farmer or anybody, really at this point, we need some moisture. Look how much precip that is. 1 to 1.3. Southeast Oklahoma, nearly an inch and a half. In the southeast, over an inch and a half down here. Western Oklahoma, 3 to 4/10. Still not bad. Now, let me just show you this. You're going to get a kick out of this. This is one computer model that we use. And again, we look at all this stuff. But I didn't show this on TV. I could have, but I'm not going to. I mean, it's got Oklahoma City at 7.8 inches. It's got Tulsa at 9. And this morning, it looked like this. Look at that. 10 to 12 inches, right? What? What? Yeah, so no. We didn't go that. And some people will show that and go, oh yeah, here's what the model's saying. All right. I like to do my own work, not just show a model. It's easy just to show a model and go, okay, here's what the model says. You blame it on the model when it's wrong. I'll go down with the ship. It's fine. I'll go with the ship. God, my hair is really getting thick. This new shampoo is incredible. Kidding. Anyway. All right, so tonight's fine. Tomorrow's fine. A little bit of light rain and drizzle tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Nothing crazy. And then Wednesday morning, starts in the northwest, makes its way south and east, Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. If we see any slick spots in Oklahoma City, maybe late Wednesday morning. I think the most likely time for slick spots in Oklahoma City would be afternoon into the evening. Okay, it'll be light precip, nothing super heavy. Okay, for the afternoon, then it does get heavier as we get into the evening hours. And then we'll try to bring in that second wave for Wednesday night into Thursday for the light to moderate snow. Very fluffy snow. We're going to be so cold. It's going to be blowing around. Visibilities will be low. Winds will be blowing from the north 30, 35 miles per hour. Near whiteout conditions possibly on Thursday with the wind and the cold and the snow and yada, yada, yada. That's on Thursday. Yeah. So, anyway. Okay, folks, it's 20 till. I've got to get ready. Got to do a few things before the 10 o'clock. Obviously, I am the lead tonight at 10. So, I hate to shut everybody off. But I've got to record some stuff out here. Or I've got to go do some stuff here real quick. So, anyway, if you can watch this on your phone, however, on your TV, on your phone, download the News 9 app. And I was out of town over the weekend, and I was watching News 9 all weekend. I always do, on my phone. So if you're watching me on your phone, you can watch this at 10 o'clock or on your TV or however you're going to do it. It's all good. So, yeah, coming. All right. I got to go to work. God, this work thing is really getting in the way of talking to y'all. Anyway. All right. Well, have a good evening. Jed and Lacey start at 4 a.m. They have the very latest, looking at all the data. Over the next hour, they will see new data overnight. And Jed and Lacey will have the very latest tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. If you're up that early, you're either out all night partying or you're going to work early. I hope it's the latter. Anyway, all right, partiers. All right, you guys have a good night. Peace out.